Hi, this is Stephen Frew. We're here at Caneo Park, Thousand Oaks, California, and it's a lovely, lovely morning, about 70 degrees, and I like this park because the crows come and visit me. I do a lot of my personal study here, reading and writing, and I carry a bag of peanuts in the back of my car because the crows like peanuts, and I toss some peanuts out for them. So now when I come and they see my car, they all come over and complain and yell and say, "Where's our peanuts?" I like that. That's a problem of, not a problem, it's a challenge of being consistent with them, because I don't like to fool them and then not feed them the next time. So it's a good place for me. I have a cup of coffee coming nearby. I have a coffee shop, and I come over here and work. I once asked a very respected mentor of mine, Paul Fairweather was his name. I said to him, "You're not afraid of anything, are you, Paul?" "Oh, yeah," he said, "I am. I'm afraid of unconsciousness." As a surprising answer to me. And I said, "Unconsciousness, yeah," and I got working with that idea over the years. And I finally figured out, you know what, we can call people unconscious, meaning that they don't really get it, they're not aware, maybe, or they don't connect the dots, or they're maybe impulsive buyers or addictive people. Whatever title you want to put on unconscious behavior, what really you're describing is the truncated maybe is the word, the restricting, the cutting down of your access to your imagination. And imagination, like Robert Kennedy quoting George Bernard Shaw said, you know, there are many people who look at the situation around them and say, "Why?" George Bernard Shaw said, "I look at the situation as it might become or might be and say, why not?" That's a statement about imagination. Our biggest challenge is to deepen and expand our imagination in whatever tasks we're given, whatever vision we're trying to implement, whatever our call is. Now, there's a title of a book by Joseph Campbell called The Hero with a Thousand Faces, and I've done a fair amount of studying of hero stories. And one of the things you'll notice is that the hero is going along in a ordinary world. Think of Bilbo Baggins in Tolkien, or think of Luke Skywalker, or think of lots of people. And the hero is the one who gets a call to consciousness, a call to adventure, a call to expand what he was thinking about. You say, I have a friend, a dear friend, who used to say to me, this is 15 years ago, she used to say, "Stephen, I'm so frustrated every year, November, December, I just don't have enough money for Christmas and all the people I want to buy for and all the stuff." I said, "Oh, well, I can help you with that." She said, "What?" I said, "I want you to give me $10. She said, "What?" "Give me $10. She reached in her pocket, gave me $10. I said, "Every week, I want you to give me $10. And every week, and then when the weeks you don't have it, I'm going to take and give you $10. I'm going to put it in this envelope." So those of you who are out there and lived a little while, you'll recognize that as the beginning of what we used to call a long time ago Christmas Club. So I gathered $10 from her every week, and the next year, in 1st of November, when I saw her and had coffee with her, I had $500 in cash, $10 times 50. I had $500 in cash for her, and I said, you know, it's a way of imagining money, because you can't just come up with $500 because it's November 15th and you got to go shopping. You have to think about next year, and how are you going to do that, and what's going to be painless, and how are you going to have fun doing it. That's an expansion of the imagination. So if we're talking, like I talk a lot about relationships and marriage and men and women, what do men bring to marriage, what do women bring to marriage that we don't normally see or understand, we have a lot of therapy techniques for dealing with conflict and communication and all commitment and all those things. But we need to take that elevator down a floor as well and increase what part of our imagination we bring to the issue of relationships. So I'm doing that and wanting to do that and wanting to invite you to join me in this adventure, which is to take a second or a third look at your own relationship and what's in the way of deepening it. You can be pretty sure of this. We're going to do several podcasts on this. We've done some already. They're on YouTube under my name. What's difficult to do is this. The problem is not in your partner. And your partner's problem is not you. That's the first adjustment to your imagination. The problem isn't that you're 55 now and you were 35 and the hormone cocktail was in full swing. The problem isn't that either. The problem isn't you're too busy or there's too much digital stuff going on, or the problem isn't the war in Ukraine. The problem isn't your next door neighbor's music. Whatever you have anchored your problem on is probably not your problem. It's a problem, but not the problem. So if you can understand that simple statement, it's a problem. There's a lot of problems out there, but we want to get to the challenge you individually have in order to get longevity in intimacy in this relationship. That's what we'll talk about in our next podcast. Thank you for listening.